Did you have a C-section and you want to tone and tighten your tummy? By the end of this video, you'll have the best exercises to effectively flatten and tighten your tummy after a C-section. For more tummy toning exercises, specifically for new mums and mums beyond the baby stage, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Tuesday, every week, so be sure to hit the bell to be notified of my new releases. These exercises are the ones my C-section clients followed to lose 2 to 5 inches off their waists. So let's get started. After a C-section, there's a lack of connection to the tummy muscles due to the trauma and the scarring. With my exercises, it's always my aim to avoid straining the incision and focus on strengthening and healing the deep core muscles. This is the most important part of exercising after having a baby and to really helping heal and strengthen. And that will get you a flatter tummy. Now you're going to need a piece of equipment that's easy to find for a couple of these exercises. So you can either have a soft ball or like a Pilates ball or a kid's ball, or if you don't have one of these, then just grab a cushion. Pause now and go and find those pieces of equipment and then come back to me to press play. The first exercise is the wall bridge, and this is where you'll need your soft ball or your cushion. So I'm going to grab my soft ball, okay, and just place it in between your thighs, and then we're going to come against the wall and place our feet up against the wall, lying onto our back. Be careful the ball doesn't roll out at this point. Place your feet up against the wall and just bring your bottom towards the wall. You want your shins to be parallel to the ceiling, all right, and your thighs to be kind of perpendicular to the floor. Your arms are by your sides. Push your feet into the wall and squeeze at the ball. Now I want you to draw your belly button down and breathe out at the same time, and then lift your hips, your lower back, up off the floor, pushing into the wall with your feet, bringing your belly button down and squeezing the ball. So you're right up onto your shoulders. Squeeze and then gradually lower. And make sure you're really squeezing the ball in between your thighs. And you're squeezing your bottom muscles to lift. Push into the wall. And we're doing 10 of these. Breathing out, breathing in. We'll do that again. So exhale, lift, inhale and lower. When you return to the floor at this point, you want to make sure the whole of your back comes down to the floor. You want to avoid any arching in the lower back. The back is flat as you return to the floor. Breathe out, squeeze that ball, breathe in. Breathe out, squeezing the ball and breathing. Now the beauty of this exercise is that not only are you activating your tummy muscles to flatten them, but you're also activating and strengthening your inner thighs too. And as the inner thigh muscles are connected to your pelvic floor and your tummy muscles, okay, it's really beneficial to be exercising all of those muscles with one move. Now, even if you had a C-section, your pelvic floor muscles will still be weaker because it's during the pregnancy that the baby placed pressure on those pelvic floor muscles. One more. And rest. And then just take the ball out of the legs, put it to one side. Roll over onto your side and come up to a seated position. So the next exercise is the wall squat, and not only are you going to activate your tummy muscles after a C-section, but you're also going to strengthen and tone your thighs. So you'll need your soft ball or kid's ball or cushion for this one and an empty wall. So we're going to take our back up against the wall and be sure to make sure your lower back is completely against the wall. You don't want it to be arched. And then place the ball just in between your inner thighs and slide down the wall a little so that ultimately, or ideally, you want your thighs to be parallel to the floor. Take your shoulders back And then you're just going to breathe in and allow your tummy muscles to relax. Breathe out. Bring your belly button back, 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 back. Squeeze the ball at the same time. And then inhale or breathe in and release. Breathing out. Breathing in. Try and keep your shoulders against the wall. So we're going to do this 12 times. And what you can do is place one hand on your belly button so you can feel that area really activate. You also want to do a gentle lift up of your pelvic floor as you breathe out and bring your belly button back. Now you'll feel this in your thighs as well. Breathing out, bringing the belly button in, breathing in, letting it relax forward. We'll do 4 more. Two more. One more. Now I want you to hold this one in. Lift up the pelvic floor. Hold it for another couple of seconds. Are you still with me? And then release. Excellent. Now take the ball out of the legs. Just slide yourself back up the wall and you can just throw the ball to one side. Now, the next exercise we're also going to do against the wall. Okay, and we're going to place our hands up against the wall and they'll be about shoulder width height and also shoulder width apart. Step back away from the wall approximately 3 to 4 feet and then raise your heels up. Activate again here by drawing the belly button in as you breathe out and just hold yourself in this position. Relax your shoulders down. Make sure you haven't arched your back. You don't want this. Okay, so you want to make sure your pelvis is in a really flat line with your pubic bone. We're going to hold this here, breathing in, breathing out. Now to make it more challenging, you can step further back, relaxing your shoulders. What we're going to do is we're going to come onto the forearm, the right forearm onto the left, and then back onto the right hand and back onto the left. With your breathing, breathe out as you lower, and then breathe in. You want to make sure your hips stay really stable, and if you want to make it easier, just bring your feet closer towards the wall. Try and keep your heels lifted. So really be conscious of bringing your belly button in, okay, the whole time during this exercise. If you're finding this is super challenging and it's hard to keep your hips still, then what you can do is just literally push into the wall, bring your belly button in, really feel this activate, and just hold it here. Otherwise, stick with me and we'll continue going onto our forearms. We'll do 4 more. 3. 2 more. 1 more. Now to keep everything balanced, we're going to also do that with the left forearm leading. So we'll do the same thing. Bringing the belly button in, coming down onto the left forearm and the left hand. Just make sure you haven't arched your back at this point because it's easy to kind of relax the back and arch it. Okay, it's important. Four more. So breathing out as you place your forearm onto the wall. 2 more. 1 more. And rest. Take your hands off the wall. You're going to need your chair for this exercise. You're going to stand in front of the chair, okay, with the feet roughly about 1 foot away from the legs of the chair, and have your hands just in front of you here for really good posture. So the aim here is to get the breathing correct. So you're going to breathe in as you take your bottom down towards the chair, just touch, and then as you come up, Breathe out, draw your belly button in to come back up to standing. So you're breathing in, breathing out. Make sure your feet are completely flat onto the floor and your knees stay behind your toes. So you want to make sure, okay, that your knees stay just above your ankles, and you're not doing this, you're not pushing your knees forwards. Your body weight is back into the heels of your feet. As you breathe out, we'll be really conscious of what you're doing here. So you're activating through your core muscles to bring yourself back up to standing, to really help with stability. Again, pelvic stability post-pregnancy, and also activating the tummy muscles after a C-section to get them flatter, okay? And believe it or not, the squat really helps you do this. So you're breathing in, breathing out, drawing the belly button in as you're coming up to standing. Now be sure to relax your shoulders and keep your chest lifted, which is why I love having the hands in front of the chest here, because it reminds you to do that. So let's do 4 more. You'll feel it through your thighs, I know. And make sure you're really activating. Yep, belly button in here. 2 more. And notice I'm just lightly touching the chair to use my body weight to come back up. 1 more. And rest. Well done. Now, I want you to tell me which exercise made you feel your tummy muscles most. Comment below this video. This next exercise is exercise 5, and it's called the side raise. We're going to target the muscles of your waist right here, which are called the obliques. And because of the position, it's super safe for your incision because we're not placing any pressure onto the scar. So we're going to start lying onto our forearm, and your knees are bent at 90 degrees. Just want you to lift your body up so that there's space between your shoulder and your ear. Then we'll place hand here onto the floor. Bring your hips forwards as you lift your side of the waist and hips off the floor, pushing into your knees. Then take your free arms straight up, and we're going to lift the side of the waist and lower to the floor. Now notice that I'm just hovering here above the floor. I'm not taking my waist entirely down to the floor. Now we're going to aim to do 12 of these, so stay with me. And you breathe out as you lift your hips, bringing your belly button in on the out breath. So every time you lift, you breathe out, and as you lower, you breathe in. We've got 2 more, 1 more, and rest down to the floor. We'll do the other side. So again, you're lying on your forearm, knees are bent at 90 degrees, and the feet are behind you. Feet are flexed, one on top of the other. You've also got your top hip directly over the bottom hip, and that's important to line your hips up correctly. So just taking this hand on the floor, press into the floor ever so gently, lift the side of your waist and your hips up off the floor, raise your arm up, and then as you lift a little higher, bring your belly button in, breathe out, and then inhale and lower. So you're breathing out as you lift, breathing in as you lower. You want to keep your body in a straight line from your shoulder to your hips to your knee. And as you notice, as I lower, I'm just hovering above the floor. Bring your shoulder in each time, that's the tip, because that releases pressure off your shoulder. If you're feeling a lot in your shoulder, it may be because you're pushing into your shoulder. So just bringing your shoulder in each time towards your body as you lift. 4 more, 3, 2, 1 more, and rest it down to the floor. Excellent. The next exercise is exercise 6, which is the in and out. So we're going to start lying down onto our back, knees are bent and feet are flat to the floor. From here, we're going to just walk the feet together, the knees are together, and then we're going to breathe in, let the belly button rise, And as you breathe out, bring your belly button down. And allow your lower back to sink into the floor or the mat underneath you, so that you're avoiding arching your lower back. And then as you breathe out, you lower your right knee down towards the floor, keeping the hips really still, and then inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, lower the left knee down to the floor, inhale, bring it back up. The whole time you keep your hips really still. And what you want to feel is this deep transverse abdominal muscle across here, really working and activating. So this is a very gentle exercise. You're not going to feel the burn with this one. All right, but we're all about activating, strengthening and healing the muscles engaged and activating again. And to do that, you have to start with foundation exercises. So remember, you breathe out as you lower your knee towards the floor. It doesn't need to go entirely to the floor. And you're doing this with control, keeping your hips, your pelvis really stable, really still. I like to place my hand on the tummy just so that I can really feel the action. Okay, 2 more. And release. Now for the last exercise, exercise number 7, which is the leg circles. So we're going to stay lying on our back, we're going to lift the right foot and the leg up into the air, point the foot, and then circle the leg. Small circles first of all, with control, breathing out, bringing your belly button down towards the floor as you circle the leg in a clockwise direction. Now you can go a little wider with this, but I recommend that you stay with small circles. You feel it in your deep abdominal muscles more. This is a great one also for toning your inner thighs and getting connection between your inner thighs, your pelvic floor and your core muscles. Remember, these muscles are all connected. 2 more, 1 more. Good, and place the foot back down onto the floor. Same thing with the other leg. Raise the left leg up, point the toe, and then drawing a circle in a clockwise direction. So this time, you're coming towards this knee. Small circles. And you're breathing out as you circle the leg, breathing in as you bring it back up to the top. Really drawing your belly button down, so you've got to be really mindful of activating those deep abdominal muscles. Feeling this in the inner thigh, as well as the deep muscle called the transverse abdominis. 1 more. And then place the foot on the floor. Take the right leg back up, and this time we're going to go anti-clockwise, okay, with the right leg. And just pay attention to this knee, make sure this knee stays still. Okay, the knee ideally wants to be pointing up towards the ceiling. It's a very smooth, controlled movement. Exhale as you circle the leg, bringing the belly button down to get that activation, deep core. Sometimes it's so hard with a C-section to get any feeling back in the muscles, so you'll have to persevere. I recommend that you repeat this video at least 3 times a week. 2 more at first for a couple of weeks, and then I can guarantee you'll start to feel these muscles again. 1 more, place the foot onto the floor, just change legs. So left leg in an anti-clockwise direction. Slow circular movements with control. Exhale, belly button down as you circle the leg. Foot is pointed. Four more. 2 more. 1 more. And then gently place the foot back down onto the floor. And that's it, well done. Now you've taken the first step to toning and tightening your tummy muscles after having a C-section. Don't stop there. My free 7-day body reset after pregnancy guide gives you more exercises to help flatten your tummy and also release any tension. Download your free copy here or in the link below this video. Plus, if you want to join a community of other mums just like you and get my tips and tricks to a flatter tummy, a stronger core, and heaps more body confidence after having a baby, then join my private community. The link is below. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And why not share it with all your other mummy friends? And tell me what other body part you're struggling with. Comment below and then I'll know how to help you best. Thanks so much for watching and be sure to check out my next video, pelvic floor exercises post-pregnancy for mums that are actually fun. So click the subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of its release.